Good morning all, welcome back to the channel. It's Tuesday, December the 22nd, just coming up to about 8:30 a.m. and we're on a bit of a mission this morning. So we've got news that we're going into a full lockdown here where I live on December the 26th. And that means that sounds like the big box stores, the auto parts stores will be closed for a period of about 28 days for curbside pickup only. So before then, I wanted to try and go and get some things that will help me get this car started fluid-wise. I need radiator coolant and I need engine break-in oil. So we're on a mission to go and get those items today before we get completely locked down. We're in kind of a modified lockdown up here right now where they're limiting number of people that can actually go inside the stores. But like I said, as of the 26th of December, that seems like it's going to be ending and it'll be curbside pickup only, so I don't have to deal with that. So we'll go and pick up what we need to pick up just in case we are able to get this thing possibly started by the end of the year. That was kind of the goal. So we'll head out and pick up what we need. See you in a bit. Alright guys, now Wednesday the 23rd of December 2020, hard to believe. I did successfully manage to get what I needed from my two local parts stores. I had to go to two different stores to get the SA30 non-detergent that I'm going to be using as my break-in oil for the engine. I got my coolant, a couple rolls of shop towel, a couple more things of 5/16 inch fuel line, and picked up a throttle spring assortment just in case I need to add a throttle return spring to my linkages. Seems to be okay right now, but I saw that on the shelf and I figured I'd better grab it while I could, because often when I go back and look for things, they're gone. So anyway, so I think what we'll do today is we'll start installing our fuel lines on the fuel rail here on the carbs. And I was just trying to figure out whether I wanted to lean these things back a little bit in that sort of type fashion, or stand them back straight up. I think I'm going to go back for the lean and just keep it a little bit more lower profile. So looks like this T has been welded a little off center. It looks like it's kind of tipping to the left. So I may actually move that T up here to the front and put this T back here. I know it's probably not visible, but it's kind of visible to me. So call me anal, but I think I'm going to swap that out before we actually run the line. I did bend the hard line up a little bit to make that connection close to where this angle is going to be, so that's looking pretty good. So I think what we'll do is we'll grab that line, that new fuel line, and we'll start putting it on there. Alright guys, another thing checked off the list. The fuel rail line is now installed, and we did go with the fuel injection style clips, which are the screw-on type, versus just the clamp style type. It's just a little safer in my mind, although there's not really anywhere for these lines to pull off. This line's another story. This line could come loose. So anyway, we've gone with the clamps all the way along, and of course made sure that all the screw heads line up. Anyway, so that's looking pretty good, I think. So I've just been wandering around the car looking for other things to do, and to be honest with you, I'm actually really running out of opportunities to do anything else on this car except go backwards. And by backwards, I mean going back and checking all of the fasteners for torque. I'd mentioned, I think, in a previous video that that's something I need to do. For example, I know for a fact that the tabs on the lock plates for the brake caliper backing plates have not been pounded down yet, nor have the bolts been torqued. So that's something I need to go back down and do before we call this chassis ready for the body and ready for the initial startup. So I think what we're going to do now over the next few days is probably go a little backwards again and go through and just check and make sure that everything is torqued down. So one thing that I like to do as part of the process of me going back and checking all the fasteners for torque, I like to identify that I've actually done an inspection and done the torque on the fastener. And the way I do that is I just identify that by putting a dab of either something like liquid paper or whiteout on the bolt head or the fastener head, or I've recently migrated to painter markers. So this is acrylic paint markers, and they come in obviously various colors. So the paint markers are a new thing for me, and we're going to give them a shot I think they'll probably be a little bit better than the whiteout in the long run, but I'll let you know. So I didn't film it, but I just had another go at the sway bar because I had another issue. When I went to fit up the bumper brackets, I realized something was wrong. And I was just about to consult some forum members that I visit on what I was doing wrong. And then I went back and referenced some pictures, and I realized that I had this bolt in the wrong location. I actually had it bolted up to this location, moved forward, so I've just had to push that back further and use the bottom mounting bolt versus the top mount. The top mount bolt is actually for the bracket, where the bracket for the bumper bolts up. So it lines up with this hole back here as well in the frame. So that, I'm hoping, will be the last adjustment to the radiator protection shield and the sway bar. I think I've finally got it correct. Standing ovation, please. All right, one more item picked up in preparation for the first engine startup. Some Lucas TB Zinc Plus. And this is for specific, an additive for engine break-in. So the contents of that bottle will go in with the 30 non-detergent. For the first engine startup, which is going to be happening hopefully within the next week or two, we shall see. So anyway, one more piece of the puzzle, so to speak. Alright guys, Christmas Eve 2020, and I don't know if you can see, but relatively green here on the ground outside, which is unusual for this time of year, but you may also see that it's snowing. So, looked like we were going to have a green Christmas, but with this snow that's happening now and into tomorrow, they're expecting 15 to 20 centimeters of snow by tomorrow evening, so we're definitely going to have a white Christmas, which is always nice. Anyway, into the warm confines of the garage, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I know it's been a challenging year for a lot of us, and it's going to be a bit of a challenging holiday season. Not being able to spend time with friends, family, and loved ones. This is the first time that in my lifetime I will not be spending time with my family, and I'll be here at home alone for the safety of everyone involved in this current environment. So I know there's a lot of you out there that are in similar circumstances, so we'll all have to try to make the best of it and make up for it in 2021. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. We'll see you in the next little while. We'll be out here tinkering a little bit more on this project, and we'll hopefully get it started, like I'd mentioned, within the next week or two. Wish us luck. Ho, ho, ho!